Have you ever stopped to wonder if your healthy, heart-friendly bowl of oatmeal could actually be doing more harm than good? It might sound unbelievable, but if you're over 60, there are 4 common oatmeal mistakes that could quietly put your body at risk. Mistakes that many seniors make without even realizing it. That we've all been told that oatmeal is one of the healthiest ways to start the day. High in fiber, great for cholesterol, and gentle on digestion. But what most people don't know is that certain habits around how you prepare, store, and sweeten your oatmeal can trigger a chain of harmful effects in your body. We're talking about chronic inflammation, digestive problems, toxic byproducts, and yes, even increased cancer risk. And here's the most important part: your age matters. After 60, our bodies respond differently. What might be a minor slip-up in your 30s can quietly become a health hazard in your 60s and beyond. In today's video, we're revealing the 4 most common oatmeal mistakes that older adults make, and why avoiding them could help protect your heart, your gut, your immune system, and even your long-term brain health. Whether it's reheating oatmeal the wrong way, adding the wrong ingredients, or unknowingly damaging the nutrients through heat, these are easy errors to fix once you know what to look for. So if you or someone you love eats oatmeal regularly, please watch this video through to the end. You'll walk away with simple, practical tips you can apply starting tomorrow morning. Because when you make just one of these adjustments, your daily breakfast can go from risky to revitalizing. Now, before we dive into the first mistake, I'd like to take a quick moment to thank you for being here. If you're someone who cares deeply about your health or the health of someone you love, this channel is for you. And if you found yourself nodding along so far, thinking, "I had no idea oatmeal could even be risky," then you're in the right place. Here at Trusted Senior Health, our mission is simple: to bring older adults the practical, science-backed health advice we all deserve. The kind of guidance that's clear, compassionate, and actually useful in daily life. So if that sounds like something you'd like more of, we warmly invite you to join our community by clicking the subscribe button and tapping the notification bell. That way, you won't miss a single video, and each week, you'll receive tips that are easy to understand, grounded in research, and focused on what matters most for seniors: strength, balance, independence, and vitality. And if you've already subscribed, thank you. You're a vital part of this growing community of people over 60 who are committed to aging well, staying informed, and supporting one another along the way. Also, if you're still with us right now, we'd love to hear from you in the comments. Just type "healthy" to let us know you're still watching. It really encourages us to keep making these videos for you. And if there's ever something you'd like to see covered, just let us know in the comments section. We read every one. All right, now let's jump into the first mistake that could be turning your oatmeal from a healthy food into a hidden risk. Mistake number 1: reheating leftover oatmeal. Let's begin with one of the most overlooked and surprisingly harmful habits: reheating leftover oatmeal. Now, we understand why this seems harmless. After all, oatmeal is a wholesome food. It's made with simple, comforting ingredients like oats, water, maybe a bit of milk, and sometimes a touch of fruit or sweetener. So it's easy to think that reheating yesterday's oatmeal would be no big deal, especially if it saves you time in the morning. But here's what most people over 60 don't realize. When oatmeal is reheated after being stored improperly, it can become a breeding ground for bacteria and a source of chemical compounds that quietly damage your health over time. Let's break this down clearly. When you cook a batch of oatmeal and let it sit out too long at room temperature, or even store it in the fridge for more than a couple of days, you increase the risk of bacterial growth and oxidation, especially if the oatmeal contains milk, cream, or added sugars. Now, when that compromised oatmeal is reheated, especially in a microwave, something more concerning happens. You may be unknowingly triggering the formation of advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. AGEs are harmful compounds that form when sugars react with proteins or fats under high heat. And what's alarming is that these AGEs don't just affect the food, they affect your body. For older adults, AGEs have been linked to a long list of serious issues: chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, digestive problems, and even a higher risk of conditions like heart disease, diabetes, cognitive decline, and cancer. You see, as we age, our bodies naturally become less efficient at detoxifying and managing inflammation. So what may seem like a simple reheating habit can act like a slow-burning fuse, a small, repeated exposure that builds up quietly over time. Let me give you an example. Take Harold, a 76-year-old retired school principal who took pride in his frugal, health-conscious lifestyle. Every Monday, Harold would cook a large pot of oatmeal, then store it in the fridge and reheat a bowl. Each morning, it felt like a smart routine. It saved time, reduced waste, and gave him a steady breakfast he didn't have to think about. But after a while, Harold started noticing some odd symptoms. He felt bloated after eating. His stomach became sensitive, and by midday, he was tired, sluggish, and foggy, despite starting his day with what he thought was a healthy meal. His doctors couldn't pinpoint the issue until one checkup, when a sharp-eyed physician asked Walter how he prepared his breakfast. When Harold explained his oatmeal reheating habit, the doctor suggested a simple change: make fresh, single servings instead of storing and reheating large batches. And guess what? Within just a couple of weeks, Harold noticed a big improvement. His digestion settled, his energy came back, and he felt more like himself again, all from adjusting how he made oatmeal. So how can you avoid this same mistake? Here's what we recommend. Cook only what you plan to eat in one sitting. Fresh oatmeal is always best, especially for those over 60. If you do need to store leftovers, place them in an airtight glass container and refrigerate them immediately, not after they've cooled on the stove for an hour. Avoid the microwave, if possible. It tends to heat unevenly and can trigger AG formation more easily. Instead, gently reheat your oatmeal on the stove over low heat with a splash of water or milk to keep it moist. Or better yet, skip reheating altogether. Try overnight oats. Soak raw oats in milk or yogurt in the fridge overnight. By morning, they're soft, creamy, and ready to eat. No cooking required. This method preserves nutrients and is gentler on digestion. By making these small changes, you're not just saving your stomach, you're protecting your brain, your heart, and your immune system from long-term inflammation and damage. Remember, the goal isn't to give up oatmeal. It's to enjoy it in a way that truly supports your health and doesn't quietly work against it. Mistake number 2, overloading oatmeal with sugar. Let's move on to the second mistake, and it's one that far too many people make without realizing how serious it can be, especially after the age of 60. Adding too much sugar to your oatmeal. Now, let's be honest. A bowl of plain oatmeal can taste a little, well, bland. So, it's no surprise that many people reach for that drizzle of honey, a spoonful of brown sugar, or even a dash of flavored syrup to make it more enjoyable. After all, isn't it better to add a little sugar to oatmeal than to eat donuts or pancakes? But here's the part that most seniors never hear. When you overload oatmeal with sugar, even natural sugars, you can undo most of its health benefits. And for those over 60, this mistake can silently increase your risk of serious health concerns, including blood sugar spikes, inflammation, insulin resistance, and even cancer in sensitive organs like the pancreas and colon. Let's unpack this. Clearly, oatmeal is naturally made up of complex carbohydrates. These are the kind your body breaks down slowly into glucose, providing a steady, stable source of energy. That's why oatmeal is often praised as a slow-burning fuel that keeps you full and energized. But when you add large amounts of refined sugar or combine oats with sweetened creamers or flavored toppings, you're turning that steady fuel into a metabolic roller coaster. The body responds with a sharp spike in blood glucose. And to bring it down quickly, the pancreas has to release a surge of insulin. If this cycle happens frequently, day after day, the body may begin to ignore insulin's signal, leading to insulin resistance, one of the root causes of type 2 diabetes. But the danger doesn't stop there. Sugar overload also leads to a condition known as oxidative stress, where unstable molecules, called free radicals, damage your cells. This process has been directly linked to chronic inflammation, hardening of the arteries, and even mutations in healthy cells, which can increase the risk of certain cancers. And for older adults, whose immune systems are already more vulnerable, this daily sugar habit can quietly erode health from the inside out. Take the story of Evelyn, a vibrant 72-year-old retired nurse and grandmother who genuinely believed she was doing everything right. Every morning, she started her day with a bowl of oatmeal. But to make it taste better, she added 3 spoonfuls of brown sugar and topped it with a splash of caramel-flavored coffee creamer. It felt like a balanced breakfast, whole grains, with just a little sweetness. But within a few months, Evelyn noticed something was off. She felt sluggish by mid-morning. Her energy dropped, and during a regular checkup, her doctor found concerning signs in her blood sugar levels. After walking through her morning routine, the culprit became clear: too much added sugar every single day. Her doctor gently suggested she scale back on the sweeteners and explore some natural alternatives. Evelyn decided to give it a try. She swapped the sugar and creamer for fresh banana slices, a handful of blueberries, and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Not only did her oatmeal still taste delicious, but within a few weeks, she noticed her energy felt more stable. And her blood test results started improving. It was a small shift, but it made a big impact. So what should you do if you want your oatmeal to stay both healthy and flavorful? Here are a few senior-friendly suggestions that are easy to follow. Start with fruit. Add sliced banana, apples, berries, or even grated pear to your oats. They add natural sweetness, plus fiber, antioxidants, and vitamins. Use warming spices. A little cinnamon, nutmeg, or vanilla extract can bring a comforting flavor to your bowl without raising blood sugar. Skip flavored creamers or sweetened milk. Opt for unsweetened almond, oat, or dairy milk, and sweeten naturally if needed. Avoid instant oatmeal packets. These are often loaded with added sugars, preservatives, and artificial flavorings that cancel out the benefits of oats. If you still want a touch of added sweetness, use no more than 1 teaspoon of honey or pure maple syrup, and always pair it with fiber or healthy fat, like nuts or a spoonful of Greek yogurt, to slow sugar absorption. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate all flavor. It's to make better choices that support your body as it changes with age. By simply swapping out refined sugar for nourishing ingredients, you're not only protecting your blood sugar and reducing inflammation, you're supporting your heart, brain, and digestive health with every bite. It's a simple shift, but one that could mean the difference between a morning that drains you and a morning that sets you up to thrive. Mistake number 3: cooking oatmeal at excessively high temperatures. Now, let's talk about something that seems simple but could be quietly reducing the benefits of your breakfast and even harming your health over time. Cooking oatmeal at excessively high temperatures. Most people don't think twice about this. After all, cooking oatmeal is one of the easiest things you can do in the kitchen. You bring some water or milk to a boil, add the oats, stir, and let them cook until soft. Or, if you're short on time, you might just pop it in the microwave, crank it up to full power, and hit start. But here's the problem. Extreme heat can damage the very nutrients you're trying to get from your oatmeal. And worse, it can create harmful compounds that may lead to inflammation, joint stiffness, and even chronic disease. Let's explain this clearly. When oats are exposed to very high temperatures, especially with too little liquid or too much heat, a chemical reaction called the Maillard reaction occurs. This is the same reaction that causes browning in baked goods or seared meat. It gives food a toasty flavor and darker color. Now, in moderation, the Maillard reaction isn't necessarily dangerous. But when it goes too far, particularly when oats are microwaved on high or boiled too rapidly, it leads to the formation of advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. You may remember that term from earlier in this video. AGEs are toxic compounds that promote inflammation and accelerate aging throughout the body. And here's what makes it especially important for seniors. AGEs don't just affect digestion. They've been linked to artery damage, joint stiffness, memory decline, poor skin elasticity, and even the development of certain cancers. So even if your oatmeal doesn't look burnt, cooking it too hot, too fast, especially in a microwave, can still cause invisible damage that your body feels over time. Now let me share the story of Frank, a 68-year-old retired postal worker who thought he had his mornings all figured out. Every day, Frank made oatmeal in the microwave. High power, 2 minutes, no stirring, quick and easy. He'd always heard that oatmeal was good for the heart and great for digestion, so he felt confident in his routine. But over the months, Frank started noticing some new challenges. His knees felt stiff in the morning. His hands ached while walking his dog. And during a routine checkup, his doctor noted rising markers of inflammation in his blood work. Puzzled, Frank asked what could be causing it. His doctor took a look at his diet, and one thing stood out: the way he was cooking his oatmeal. The doctor gently explained that repeated exposure to ages, like those formed from overheating food, could be contributing to his joint pain and systemic inflammation. He recommended Frank try cooking his oatmeal on the stove at a lower heat, using more water or milk, and stirring frequently to prevent overheating. Frank was skeptical at first, but he gave it a try. And within a few weeks, something amazing happened. Not only did his oatmeal taste better, creamier, nuttier, more comforting, but his knees felt less stiff. His hands moved more easily. And at his next follow-up, his inflammation markers had dropped noticeably. All because he slowed down just a little and changed how he cooked. So what does this mean for you? If you're still cooking your oatmeal on high heat, whether it's on the stove or in the microwave, it might be time to switch things up. And here's how. On the stovetop, use low to medium heat. This allows the oats to cook slowly and evenly, preserving their nutrients and preventing the Maillard reaction from going too far. Use the right ratio of liquid to oats. For rolled oats, that's about 2 cups of water or milk to 1 cup of oats. For steel-cut oats, go even higher, around 2.5 to 1, since they take longer to cook. Stir often to ensure even heat distribution and prevent clumping or sticking. If you prefer the microwave, don't use full power. Drop the power setting to around 50 to 70% and extend the cooking time slightly. This helps the oats warm up more gently. Stir every 30 to 60 seconds to prevent overheating and give your oats a creamier texture. And if you're looking to upgrade the flavor while still staying healthy, try adding a splash of vanilla extract, a pinch of salt, or a little nutmeg, or cinnamon while it cooks. These ingredients don't just improve taste, they add antioxidants and can reduce inflammation. Remember, cooking oatmeal isn't just about saving time. It's about preserving the health benefits that make oats so good for you in the first place. By slowing down just a bit and adjusting the temperature, you can protect the nutrients, avoid toxic compounds, and give your body what it truly needs: a warm, nourishing, and genuinely healing breakfast. Mistake number 4, sweetening oatmeal with artificial sweeteners. And finally, we come to mistake number 4, one that's often made with the best intentions in mind: sweetening your oatmeal with artificial sweeteners. Now, if you've ever reached for a pink, yellow, or blue packet to sprinkle into your morning oats, thinking it's a smarter choice than sugar, you're not alone. Many older adults, especially those managing their weight, blood sugar, or diabetes, believe that switching to artificial sweeteners is a healthy compromise. And on the surface, it makes sense. These products are calorie-free, don't spike blood sugar, and seem like a harmless way to enjoy a bit of sweetness without the guilt. But here's the hidden truth. Artificial sweeteners can quietly disrupt some of the most important systems in your body, and over time, they may do far more harm than good. Let's start with what the research is telling us. While artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin don't contain sugar, they interfere with your body's natural ability to regulate glucose and hunger. They trick your brain into expecting sugar without delivering it. This mismatch can throw off appetite signals and increase cravings later in the day, often leading people to eat more overall. But there's something even more concerning, especially for older adults. Artificial sweeteners disrupt the gut microbiome, the trillions of beneficial bacteria in your digestive system that play a critical role in immune function, mood regulation, inflammation control, and nutrient absorption. When these sweeteners enter the digestive tract, they're not absorbed the way natural sugars are. Instead, they pass through, altering the balance of good and bad bacteria in the gut. This condition is known as dysbiosis, and it's been strongly linked to chronic inflammation, increased blood sugar levels, insulin resistance, weight gain, and even certain forms of cancer. And remember, your gut is often referred to as your second brain. When it's thrown off balance, the effects can show up in surprising ways: digestive issues, mood changes, low energy, foggy thinking, and weakened immunity. And here's something most people never think about. When artificial sweeteners are mixed into hot oatmeal, especially right after cooking, they can break down into chemical byproducts due to the combination of heat and acidity in the stomach. Some of these byproducts may be toxic, especially with long-term use, and may accumulate in the body in ways that are hard to detect. This means that a seemingly harmless habit, like sweetening your hot oats with a packet of sweetener each morning, could slowly contribute to digestive problems, immune suppression, or inflammation-related illness. Let me share a real-world example. Marjorie, a 72-year-old grandmother, was always extremely mindful of her health. She exercised, avoided processed foods, and watched her sugar intake carefully. Every morning, she prepared a warm bowl of oatmeal and added 1 packet of an artificial sweetener to keep it healthy. But despite all her efforts, she started experiencing unexplained bloating, irregular digestion, and low energy. Routine blood tests showed signs of systemic inflammation, even though she was eating what most would consider a healthy diet. After speaking with a nutritionist, Marjorie discovered the link between artificial sweeteners and gut imbalance. She decided to stop using the sweetener and switched to natural alternatives instead. She started adding fresh blueberries, banana slices, and a touch of cinnamon to her oatmeal. Not only did her oats taste better, but within weeks, her digestive issues eased, her energy returned, and her blood work began to improve. This small but powerful change helped restore her gut health and renewed her confidence in making food choices that actually support her well-being. So what should you do instead? Here are some easy, natural ways to sweeten your oatmeal without risking your gut or your health. Add fruit. Sliced bananas, berries, apples, pears, or dates provide natural sweetness and come with fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. Use spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, or pure vanilla extract add rich flavor without raising your blood sugar. Try a touch of honey or maple syrup. If needed, limit to 1 teaspoon and pair with protein, like nuts or Greek yogurt, to stabilize blood sugar. Experiment with texture and toppings. A dollop of plain yogurt, a sprinkle of ground flaxseed, or crushed walnuts can elevate your oatmeal naturally. The bottom line is this: you don't need artificial chemicals to enjoy a sweet, satisfying breakfast. You can choose options that support your digestion, reduce inflammation, and nourish your whole body from the inside out. Remember, your oatmeal should be a healing, energizing part of your morning, not a source of silent harm. And the good news is, once you switch to more natural flavorings, your taste buds will adjust. In time, many seniors say they actually prefer the gentle sweetness of fruit and spices over the artificial taste of chemical sweeteners. Small changes like these, done consistently, can have a big impact on how you feel, how you move, and how you age. Sometimes, the biggest shifts in our health don't come from dramatic overhauls or complicated routines. They come from small, quiet changes we make each day, like how we prepare a bowl of oatmeal. What seems like a simple breakfast choice can either help your body heal or quietly feed inflammation, fatigue, and deeper issues that show up weeks or months later. The good news is, now you know. You now understand that reheating oatmeal, especially when stored too long or microwaved, can lead to harmful compounds that trigger inflammation and stress your body. You've seen how added sugars, even natural ones in large amounts, can turn your oats into a sweet trap, spiking blood sugar and wearing down your energy. You've learned that cooking at high heat, in the microwave or on the stovetop, may destroy nutrients and create toxins like ages, speeding up the aging process from the inside out. And you now know that artificial sweeteners, while popular, may harm your gut health and increase your risk for inflammation and chronic disease. But you've also learned the solution to each one. You can make smaller, fresh batches of oatmeal. Sweeten with fruit and spices instead of sugar. Cook gently, with love and low heat. Use ingredients that support your body, not confuse it. These changes are simple, but powerful, and within your reach starting tomorrow morning. If this video helped you, even just a little, we'd be honored to have you stay connected with us. At Trusted Senior Health, we believe you deserve more than vague advice and quick fixes. You deserve clear, science-backed guidance that's made for your age, your body, and your life. So if you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and don't forget to tap the notification bell so you never miss a video. Every day, we bring you practical tips to help you stay strong, protect your heart and joints, support your memory, and feel more confident in your body. And if you're wondering what to watch next, take a look at the videos on your screen. Right now, we've handpicked them to help you build on what you learned today, from the top vitamins for leg strength to the best foods to reduce inflammation, and even the morning mistakes that can silently weaken your muscles after 60. Every video is packed with the kind of small, meaningful steps that can make a big difference in how you move, how you feel, and how you age. You're not alone on this journey. We're here with you. So keep watching, keep learning, and most of all, keep going. We'll see you in the next video.